Yesterday, OpenAI quietly gave you a promotion. You just did not notice because it did not come with a raise. It came with a new product called ChatGPT Work. And here is the thing nobody is saying clearly this is not a smarter chatbot. It does not sit and wait for you to type. You hand it a messy, half formed goal, and it goes and does the actual job. It gathers the context, it plans the approach, it builds the finished thing, all while you go do something else. So, for the first time, you are not the person doing the task, you are the person assigning it. In this video, I am going to walk you through exactly what it can do, station by station, like a factory line that turns your scattered notes into finished work. And I will show you how to actually use it starting tonight. Let us be precise about what changed, because it is bigger than it looks. The old ChatGPT was a genius that never got up from its chair. You asked, it answered, and then it just waited for you to do everything with that answer. ChatGPT Work flips that completely. Powered by a new model series called GPT 5.6, it reaches into your team's tools, pulls together the context that is scattered across your notes, your drafts, and your files, and it turns all of that into finished work. Then it keeps the project moving while you stay in control. OpenAI is calling it a super app for getting things done, and it is live on desktop today, rolling out across Plus, Pro, Business, Enterprise, and Edu over the next few days. So think of it less as a chatbot and more as a coworker you can finally delegate to. Now, let me put a goal on the assembly line and walk you down it. Station 1, and this is the one that earns your trust. It is called Plan Mode. Before ChatGPT Work touches anything, it stops and thinks out loud. It gathers the context, it asks you the clarifying questions a good employee would ask, and then it hands you a step by step plan of exactly how it intends to do the job. And you get to change it. You can rearrange the steps, cut the parts you do not want, or tell it to go a different direction, all before a single piece of real work happens. This is the difference between a tool that guesses and an employee who checks in first. You approve the plan, and only then does the line start moving. You are the manager signing off on the brief. Station 2 is where it plugs into your actual world. A brilliant new hire is useless if they cannot see any of your files. And this is where most AI tools quietly fall apart. ChatGPT Work solves it with connections to more than 1,400 plugins. That means it can pull live context straight from the tools you already live in every day: your documents, your spreadsheets, your messages, your project tracker. So when you ask it to update a report, it is not making things up from thin air. It is reading your real numbers, your real threads, and your real history, the same way a teammate would open the shared drive before they start. Context in, guesswork out. That is what makes everything downstream actually usable. Station 3 is where the raw material becomes something you can send. This is the part that feels like magic the first time you see it. ChatGPT Work takes all that context it just gathered and turns it into share ready work, polished documents, executive ready presentations, real spreadsheets with the analysis already done. In OpenAI's own demo, someone says they have 20 minutes before a big client review, and they ask it to update an existing deck using the numbers from their data room and the latest thread from Slack. And it just does it. It rebuilds the slides in their format with their data ready to present. What used to be a frantic hour in a slide editor becomes one sentence and a short wait. You are no longer making the deck, you are approving it. Station 4 is the one people are going to underestimate, and it might be the most powerful of all. It is called Sites. Instead of handing you a flat document, ChatGPT Work can turn your ideas, your plans, and your data into a living, interactive website or web app. Think about what that means. A report that people can actually click through and explore instead of scroll past. A small internal tool your team can use spun up from a description. A plan that stays current because it is connected to the data underneath it, not frozen the moment you exported it. This is the jump from making documents to shipping products. And you did not write a line of code to do it. You described the outcome, and the line built the thing. Now, quick! Pull off the line for 1 second because I want to be honest with you about the one job on this whole factory that cannot be automated. Everything we are talking about, ChatGPT Work can do for you, but it cannot decide that this channel is worth your time. Only you can do that. So, if any of this is genuinely useful, the single most valuable thing you can do right now is tap subscribe here on YouTube. That is the one work order I am handing to you because it is the only one the AI cannot complete on its own. I spend the hours pulling apart every one of these launches so you get the plain English version the day it drops without reading a single press release yourself. And if you want the short, sharp cuts, I am on Instagram and Facebook too, same name, Hyper Automation Labs. All right, that is the only ask. Back to the line. Station 5 is what turns this from a clever assistant into a genuine coworker. It is the ability to keep projects moving on your schedule without you standing over it. You can hand it one time jobs or set up recurring tasks that just run on their own. It monitors for updates, it makes progress in the background, and then, and this is the part that changes how work feels, you can check on it from your phone when you are away from your desk. Picture setting a task before you leave the office and glancing at your phone on the train to see it already 3 steps in. That is the real promotion. The work continues whether or not you are in the room. You have stopped being the bottleneck. Station 6 is the finishing bench, where you and the agent work shoulder to shoulder. The new ChatGPT Work desktop app has a built in browser experience, so you can work across your tabs and your tools without constantly copying things back and forth between windows. You can sit side by side with the agent, watch what it is doing, nudge it, and iterate on the work in the same place it is being built. It is the difference between emailing a contractor and pulling a chair up next to them. This is the last station on the line, where the finished work gets its final polish, with you right there guiding the last few moves. And then it ships. So, what is actually driving this whole factory? The engine is that new model series, GPT 5.6, and OpenAI did something smart. They did not ship one model, they shipped three, tuned for different jobs. There is Soul, the most powerful one, for your heaviest, most complex work. There is Luna, tuned for speed, for the fast everyday stuff. And there is Terra, the balanced one that trades a little power for efficiency on your ordinary tasks. And this is the quiet headline that matters for real work. Sam Altman said the new model is 54% more token efficient on agentic coding. In plain English, the agent can grind away for hours on a big job, and it costs dramatically less to do it. Cheaper fuel means you can actually afford to let it run. Now, I know what you're thinking. That is a nice demo, but does it hold up in the real world? So let us look at the teams OpenAI put on the record. At NVIDIA, a go to market manager named Will Daney said he used to spend a huge amount of time in Excel, pulling account lists and tracking things by hand for their big events. And ChatGPT Work took that grind off his plate. At Zapier, their head of enterprise marketing, Angela Ferrante, described pointing it at thousands of inbound leads that were slipping through the cracks. At Shopify, an applied AI lead named Chris Jones said he uses it as his daily operating layer, pulling context from everywhere to figure out what to do next. And Virgin Atlantic used it to benchmark their customer experience as part of a 5-year digital strategy. Different companies, same pattern. The humans stopped doing the grunt work and started directing it. Okay, so how do you actually step into this promotion tonight? Here is the mindset shift that makes it work. Stop giving it tasks and start giving it outcomes. Do not say, write me 3 paragraphs. Say, here is the goal. Here is where the context lives. Go make it happen. Second, always start in plan mode. Let it show you its plan and correct the plan, not the finished work. It is 100 times easier to fix a to do list than to redo a whole deck. Third, connect your real tools early because a coworker with access to your files is worth 10 times one working blind. And one honest note, this is brand new. It is on desktop first, with web and mobile rolling out over the coming days. So if you do not see every feature yet, that is why. Start with one real project. Hand it over and just watch what your new team member does with it. Now, to make stepping into this dead simple, I put together a free companion for this video. It is a one-page ChatGPT Work Starter Kit. It has the 6 stations we just walked through, the exact prompts to hand it a goal instead of a task, and a short checklist for setting up your first real project the right way. To grab it, just comment the word work on this video, and my bot will send it straight to you, or use the link in the description. And if this helped you see where all of this is going, subscribe here on YouTube and follow Hyper Automation Labs on Instagram and Facebook because I break down every one of these launches the day it lands in plain English. If you want to go further, my beginner guide walks you through working with these AI tools properly from day one, and I have deeper guides linked below. You just got promoted. Now, go put something on the line, and I will see you in the next one.